This assignment will help you to dimension your 3D model and draw something a little more architectural, since we have been doing mechanical designs. So in the model space, you will have images that we're going to create together. We'll have a base and we'll have some profiles that we can use to create these solid shapes. So I'll go ahead and start a brand new drawing with the AutoCAD template, and if you're not already in the 3D modeling workspace, you can drop this list down here and click on 3D modeling. You'll see that the ribbon changes. I prefer to work with a white background, so you can right click and pick options if you'd like. And in the display tab, you can pick the colors button here. And when you do that, you'll be able to change here the color to white if you'd like to see the white background. Make sure you save the file as the assignment that you're working with, so that in case it does crash, you have a name attached to your file. And then once you name it, you can type in units, UNITS, and enter. Because this is an architectural drawing, we can change the length type from decimal to architectural, and go ahead and pick OK. And then we need to change some of the dimension settings so that when we get to dimensions, they'll be changed for us. We can type in D, the letter D, and enter, and then pick the modify button here. We're actually modifying the standard style. We could also create a new one that's based on the standard style if you'd like to give it a name and have your own. I'm using the standard style here, and I'm going to change in the primary units tab the unit format from decimal to architectural. And then if we take the check mark out of 0 inches under 0 suppression, then we'll be able to see the 0 inches when we have a dimension like 12 feet 0 inches. So we'll take the 0 inches out, take the check mark out of 0 inches, and then if we go to the fit tab, this is where, as a choice, we can change the use overall scale of to 48, which is really 1/4 of an inch equals a foot plot. So we just need to make the dimensions 48 times the size because the object is bigger. And I'm going to go ahead and put a check mark in front of draw dimension line between extension lines, and what it does is it forces a line between the arrows. We'll go to the text tab and change the text placement vertical from center to above. And then under text alignment, we're going to pick in front of aligned with dimension line. If we need to change anything else in this dialog box, we'll come back to it when we start to place our dimensions. Let's go ahead and pick OK and close. Now, many people will use drawing limits to zoom back out into a working area, but several of the companies I've worked with will already have title blocks established, or borders that are established, that are bigger like that, so you can draw these larger objects and then you're just zooming out to them. So whatever your choice is there, I'm just going to make it easy for us and just start the line command here, pick a point anywhere, pull your mouse to the right and type in 12 feet. Make sure that you use the little apostrophe for feet and then enter. And notice if you keep rolling your mouse back, you will actually be able to see the end of it, but if you can't, and you're right about here and the line's too long and you can't zoom back, then just press enter again and then double click on the wheel of your mouse and you'll be able to zoom back to that long line. So now we have a 12-foot line that represents the front of this bigger block of a building here. So I can go ahead and start the line command, click another point here at the far left side, pull your mouse straight up and type in 13 feet and enter. And what I'm drawing is I'm drawing the base of this plan. So I can pull my mouse over and type in here. Actually, I can type 12 plus 20 to get that whole back line. So we're going to actually use 32 feet. 32 feet and enter. And then pull your mouse down here and type in 8 feet and enter. And then back across here 20 feet and enter. So now I need to create this line. I can go ahead and pull my mouse down and click and then enter, or right click and pick enter. Just to make it easy to read, I'm going to go ahead and click on this small line and pick inside this blue grip to stretch it across to the other side here. We use my escape key to get rid of the grip so that you can see what we're drawing. We're drawing the bottom part. And if I look at the other drawing that I have open as an AutoCAD drawing here, we're drawing this part right here in the top view. So we can then start the line command and pick the midpoint of this line to come across and draw all the way across here this line so that I can get this top peak or ridge of the buildings, and right click and pick enter. If you don't have midpoint on, it's the sixth icon. The sixth icon is object snap. You can rest your pointer on that object snap icon, right click, and make sure that midpoint has here a blue box around it so that when you start the line command you can see that little triangular object snap here before you pick. Okay, and then in the front here we have a piece that comes out 2 feet, and it looks like it's in the midpoint of this line, so I can start the line command and click right here in the midpoint, pull your mouse down and type in 2 feet and enter, and then enter again. So that's about all we need to draw. If you look at this other plan, it has kind of the base in place. We do need to, let's not forget about this 11 feet by 8 foot here extension that starts here. Let's see. It starts 6 feet over. So we can make it easy. Start the line command, click a point here, pull your mouse to the left, type in 6 feet and enter. Pull your mouse straight down, type in 11 feet and enter. To the left, let's type in 8 feet and enter, and then back here and click. And while we're here, we might as well create one square right here for one of these towers or these columns. They look like they're 1 foot by 1 foot. So I'm just going to go ahead and start the line command. Click a point here, pull your mouse up and type in 1 foot and enter. Over to the right 1 foot and enter, and then back down until it intersects this line and click. Okay, this will give us what we need. Now we can go over to the southeast isometric view by clicking on the bottom right corner of this view cube. There we go. And we're ready to start drawing our lines straight up for our profiles. We can start the line command and click a point here. Pull your mouse straight up and type in 8 feet and enter, and then enter again. What you should do periodically is hold your shift key down and press the wheel of your mouse so that you can orbit around a little bit and make sure that that line is kind of going straight up, which it should be. So now I can start the line command again. Click here at the other corner, pull my mouse straight up and type in 8 feet and enter and enter. If you want to repeat the last command that you just used, you can right click and pick repeat line instead of going back up to the icon each time. I'm going to click right here at the midpoint of this line and pull my mouse straight up and type in here 10 feet and enter again. And I have the 10 feet here at the right side of this detail. It's 8 feet to the end of the gable roof and another 2 feet to this top peak or this ridge. So now I'll just use the line command to kind of connect these pieces here, here, and here. Okay, I won't need this line that we used as a guide, so I'll select it and pick the erase icon. I'm going to do the same thing for the other profiles. Start the line command, click a point here at the back corner, pull your mouse straight up. If you look at the detail, it's 8 feet plus another, okay, it's 8 feet plus another 3 feet to the top of this wall and another 2 feet here. So we can start the line command, click here at the back corner, pull your mouse straight up and type in 11 feet. And that would be adding the 8 feet here and the 3 feet here. And then enter. And start the line command again. You can right click and pick repeat line. Click here at the front corner, pull your mouse straight up and type in 8 feet and enter twice. And then this last one here at the end of this line, which will be the same ridge line or the same peak at the very top, I'm going to click here, pull my mouse up. That would be the 8 feet, the 3 feet, plus the 2 more feet, 13 feet. So I'll type in 13 feet and enter again. This will make up here the profile of this bigger mass for the house. I'm going to go ahead and use the line command to connect these end lines. And I can erase this one that I used for the midpoint of this end. Actually, I won't even need this one either, so I'll delete it. Okay. Looking back here at the drawing that we're using it as an example, I've just drawn here the profiles for these two, and now I can draw the profile for this one, and I'll start to create these columns and then create the profile for this other smaller extension. So going back to our drawing, if you start the line command, you can click here at the end of this 2-foot line, pull your mouse to the right until you see that tracking vector. What you're doing is you're drawing a line that's parallel to this front line. You can pull your mouse this way and type in 2 feet and enter. And then straight up here, 8 feet and enter. And then enter again. And then I'll start the line command again and go back to that original midpoint at the bottom right here. Pull your mouse to the right this time along that parallel here tracking vector. Type in 2 feet and enter. And then pull your mouse straight up and type in 8 feet again and enter. And then enter again. Now the top of the peak here is at 9 feet, so I can start the line command. Click here, pull my mouse straight up and type in 9 feet and enter and enter. And now again to create that profile, I'll just here connect those pieces and erase this middle line. Save your file periodically if you haven't saved it already. Okay, now I'm ready to use a little bit of press pull, and I'm going to speed it up a little bit because this is our last project. We have been working with a lot of 3D shapes, so a lot of these commands that we're using we've worked with before. I'm going to change this 2D wireframe to conceptual so that when I use press pull over here in the modeling tab, I can go inside this little column, box. Sometimes you have to move your mouse around to highlight the edges here, but you're clicking inside the box, not here on the edge of it, right? You're inside of it, and then click, pull your mouse straight up. These are actually 3 feet, so I'll type in 3 feet and enter. Now I'm going to use this one column to copy and move it to the various corners. So I'll start the copy command. This is good practice. Copy is in the top panel here, top row of the modify panel. Copy, select it, enter it. I'll pick this corner in the front as my base point where I want to pick it up, and then I'll go over here and click here. Now I'll use my escape key to get out of that, because now what I need to do is copy these two to the back. So I'm going to go ahead and start the copy command, select both of these, but now when I enter, I'm going to be real careful where I pick, because I want to be able to pick here at the far right corner right here, and then come back here and left click so that it's in place. Now I can't put it on the midpoint because I'm not picking it up in the right spot, so I'll use my escape key for that, and then start copy again and select these two, enter, and then pick the midpoint of this column right here at the base and come over to the midpoint of this line. So now I have my columns in place. I can now draw the profile of this roof. Based on this profile, we actually go up another 1 foot here on the corners. So we can start the line command and first draw a line that goes across the front face right here. Then we can click on this corner here and go up, pull your mouse up and just type in 1 foot and enter and enter. Just a small line. And the same thing over here, I'm going to right click and repeat the line command and click right here at this corner. Click, pull your mouse straight up, type in 1 foot, enter, enter. Now if I hold my shift key down in my wheel of my mouse and I rotate or orbit around, you can see that I have those small 1 foot lines going up. Now from this midpoint, I'm going to start the line command and click the midpoint here. I'm going to go straight up, but if you look at the dimensions, I'm going up 1 foot plus 2 more feet, so that's 3 feet. I'll go ahead and type in 3 feet and enter. I can now connect these corners to finish the profile. Okay, there's the profile. I can get rid of this small line right there. Now this is kind of the fun part, because what we're going to end up doing is creating these solid shapes here. And press pull doesn't work really well sometimes when you have a lot of different open surfaces that it's looking for. So instead of using press pull from the beginning, we'll create a box and then we'll cut back from that box what we need. So start the box command, and then I'm going to click here on this corner and click here on this corner, and I'm going to pull my mouse up higher than the profile of my roof and click so that I can go back with press pull in the modeling tab here in the modeling panel and go inside this piece that I want to take out right here and click, take it out all the way back and click, and it kind of shaves it off, cuts it down to the profile that we need. I'll do that same thing for all of these. So I can start the box command. Here I can use it, you can even use it here. I can pick this corner, come back over here to pick this corner, pull my mouse up, doesn't matter how far, and click. Use press pull to go inside this profile that I want to take out. Click, pull my mouse back and click. Because I didn't union these yet, these are separate solids, shapes, so it won't affect the one that's behind it. This one in the front I'll do first. Start the box command, but this one's a little different. I'm going to click here, and then because I don't have a place to grab onto over here, I'll type in L for length and then enter. I can come over to this corner here and click, and what that does is it establishes the length. So you start the box command, you click your first corner, then you type in L for length and enter, and click this other corner. Now I can pull my mouse back here into the other solid shape and click. It doesn't matter how far back you go because we're going to be unioning this. You need to at least go back far enough that you'll be able to establish this small roof here in the front. So I'm going to go ahead and pull my mouse up and click and use press pull to shave off what I don't need. Okay, I can hold the shift key down and use the wheel of my mouse to come back over here and start the box command. Click here, pull my mouse all the way up and click, and then press pull to go inside this profile and here cut off here at the top of the roof. Now I have my model in place. I can use union, which is in the solid editing panel, to select all of these here shapes, even these columns. You can select these columns here, press enter, and there it is, all one piece. This is the end of the first video. Make sure that you go to the second video to finish the assignment, because this one will require dimensions. I'm going to show you how to place dimensions on your 3D objects. It will look like this in the end.